Yeah, well. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Reminder, there are no recordings during this. Please silence all cell phones and electronic devices. And then when you ask a question with the mic, be sure to give your name and affiliation. We are joined by Duke head coach Marissa Young and players Kelly Torres and Francesca Frelich. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Young and then go to questions for players and then go back to questions to Coach Young. So, Coach, if you have an opening statement.
Yeah, obviously a tough game, not the outcome we were looking for. But I think there's a lot of positive things we can pull from this. We scored first. We put a lot of pressure on their starter, Kelly Maxwell, drew some good walks and, lifted her from the ball game. Played really good defense. Obviously, their offense was lights out today and did a really good job handling our pitching staff. But we've got to have a short-term memory and take from today so that we can come back tomorrow and take on our next opponent.
All right, we'll go to questions for players. Okay, we go front row right.
Jaden Watson-Fisher, Raleigh News and Observer. Frankie, when you stepped up to the plate, I mean, you've talked about wanting to put this team really on your back every time you go up there. But did you see anything specific that you were like, okay, I can hit this?
I mean, I think I was just going in looking for a good pitch. I really wasn't overthinking anything. I was really trying to keep it simple. First at bat of the game, trying to get the butterflies out, and just looking for something I could hit hard. I wasn't trying to hit a home run. I was just looking for a good pitch to hit right back up the middle.
Right, we'll go front row left, Jenny.
Could both of you guys, you hit on, Francesca, what I wanted to ask about, just sort of being in this space for the first time as a program, just what was it like out there to start with, and how did you guys feel like initially you handled things?
Yeah, I mean, when we walked in, all I could do was take a 360 turnaround. I had the biggest smile on my face. I was talking to the girls to the left and right of me saying, how exciting is this? Like, what a dream this is. Growing up, every girl dreams about making it to this stage. And so I think everyone was super excited. We had a great crowd at Missouri. The atmosphere was pretty similar. I mean, obviously not to this extent, but more than we have ever played with. And so I think that helped us. And I think what our team did was just take a step back, see where we were, take it all in, and play with no fear.
Yeah, I'd echo what Frankie said. I mean, this is every little girl's dream, is to be here and to make it here, and we did that. And the job's not done yet. We still have life and we still have games, so I'm excited to see what we do next game.
Do you guys feel a little bit like, I mean, I know obviously the result wasn't what you wanted, but no matter what, you faced the opponent that's going to have the most fans here, the defending champ. I mean, all those sort of the things that OU brings to the table. Do you feel like you've seen it, sort of what Marissa was saying, like you've kind of come through that first test and you sort of faced it and now move on?
Yeah, I would say we knew Oklahoma was going to have the most fans. I mean, they're 20 minutes down the road, so we knew coming in, game one was going to be the biggest atmosphere, and what a game to start with, because now the rest is just going to be a breeze.
All right, we'll go front row to the right.
Brady Vernon, Softball America. I guess Kelly is like the emotional leader of this team. Is it nice to kind of have that quick turnaround and just have a short-term memory?
Yeah. Have you watched the show Ted Lasso? Kind of have a goldfish mentality, It's over with, can't change the past. What we can do is just focus on the next game.
All right, we'll go front row right, Jake.
Yeah, speaking of Ted Lasso, what can you say about your coach and getting you to this point, leading you to this point? It's one thing to talk about it. It's another thing to get here and where this program could go from here.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I committed Team 2, came on the Team 4, and in 7 years we've done what people can't do in 50. And it echoes what Coach does, what we instill, and our standards. Although in Team 1, Team 2, Team 3, they didn't have the outcomes that we have now, they're still held to the same standards, and that's why we're here today.
Okay.
I've never seen Ted Lasso, so I'm a little confused by that first part of the question. But yeah, I mean, I think we have a lot of returners from last year, and I think the experience that we bring from last year and falling short, I think, kind of lit a fire under us this whole season, and we faced so much adversity. I think that's a theme that we've always kind of talked about, was like, we face adversity, we'll come back from it. So even though the outcome of this game isn't what we wanted, like, we know, you know what, we got punched in the gut, like, how hard can we punch tomorrow?
There we go, front row right.
Again, OU had the majority of the fans, but I do know that there were a handful of some very loyal non-family Duke supporters here that made the trip. You know, what does it mean to y'all, especially being such a small new program, for them to make that investment into you?
Our freshman year was COVID year, and so we had cardboard cutouts in our stands, and so it was like dead quiet during games. And to see that we have fans who aren't our family or immediate family come to support us it's really hard to explain. I mean, the love and the support that they've given us throughout the year has been exceptional, and you know, we play for them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, do you want to add anything? Or?
I would just say our village runs deep, and it's awesome to see. You know, although it might not fill the crowd, but to see our one blue spot in the stands, it's beautiful, because although there's not that many, the love that they have for us, it feels like there's that many.
Okay, I think that'll do it for players. You guys can head out with Matt on the right over there. Questions for Coach? Okay, we'll go second row here.
Colton Sully, the Oklahoman. Marissa, you guys had some things working there in the fourth inning, but I was just curious if you could talk about Jada's catch and just how incredible of a fielder she is.
Jada's catch?
Coleman.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We had, bases loaded, G really working the count, and a few inches away from that ball dropping in and scoring runs. But that's what great teams do. They show up and make the big plays. She's done that time and time again for them, and unfortunately, the ball didn't bounce our way.
There we go, front row left here.
Kevin Green, Claremore Progress. How do you think about Lily Walker and her ability to handle the pressure playing in front of her home state?
She's done that all year. We talk about Lily having ice in her veins. She wants to be in the big moment for her team. She wants to get the job done. I think the zone, wasn't in her favor, not getting a down ball called for a strike, but she continued to work and fight and try to find ways to adjust.
All right, we'll go stay front row left with Jenny.
Marissa, you talked about some of the positives, obviously, getting that early lead, putting the pressure on Kelly. You guys, you're still a young program, I'm sure maybe in the early years you had to draw maybe on the positives more. Now you guys win so much, this doesn't happen as much. But how do you feel like your team's going to be able to, sort of find those positives and maybe really draw on them heading into tomorrow?
They've always been a very resilient group where they don't hold on to the negative too long. We always kind of regroup and talk about what we can learn from the game and what we need to adjust in the game plan moving forward. But they have a short-term memory. They've got a lot of spunk and fight, and I'm confident they're going to, bounce back tomorrow and be themselves.
Okay, we'll go front row right over here.
Marissa, you touched on the pitching a little bit. I know y'all wouldn't say that this was your best performance, but Patty Gasso and her players were very complimentary of the pitching staff. Does that help, knowing that it feels like you're going in the right direction at all?
I love our staff. Obviously, they've done a phenomenal job all year long, and it's tough to see them not get the job done today on this stage, but if there's just, again, growing pains and they learn from it, they know what they're capable of. And, when you leave balls over the plate to a team like Oklahoma, they're going to make you pay. But they can walk away from a game like today knowing they didn't hit their best stuff. And I think that that's a positive because we've got to figure out how to turn around tomorrow and beat Alabama.
All right, we'll go front row left here.
Elliot Jarno, Duke Chronicle. Frankie had just 5 homers throughout the regular season. Now she's got 3 in the last 2 weekends. Is that a change in approach, or is that just getting hot at the right time?
We've called her May Freelick for a couple of years now. She just finds her groove come May and postseason when we need her the most. But it's really a testament to the hard work that she puts in all season long to be ready for these big moments.
Any more questions for Coach? Okay. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.